Hello everyone, my name is Mitz, and here we're back with First Me Code. So this is becoming a recurring thing right now, and I'm slowly trying to put it together, but the video corrupted again. Well, I wouldn't say corrupted, but for some reason it just stopped entirely just recording, like halfway through finishing it. Oh, we just got to an important scene too, Oh god, maybe it's a mixed blessing because, oh god, that was horrible. Even though nothing bad, just the goddamn implications of it. We'll come there when we get there, but, it happens here, then just, if you're sensitive to anything, just be warned there might be some triggering stuff in here. I'll put what like trigger warnings down in the description. If you don't want to get spoiled for that, then I guess just don't look down there. But it's gonna be rough. I played through up till then and then realized all this. Mixed blessing in disguise. So last time we went through the entirety of the line of logic that I just like went through trying to understand it. I still don't exactly understand exactly what it is. Maybe it's probably because I'm it's mostly probably because most of these details probably like more better or correlate with these other endings. And you can probably see this key down here for Tristatia's way. I unlocked that after going through the other two ways up here so far, but I'm gonna keep that a secret for some reasons. I'll just go like in order of how I did it, going down to getting Ava killed off in this vote. Well, that's what I can imagine. That's what I could have imagined when I went through this. Like I'm just all the trust into her when we're going to the vote. There was also a deduction room at one point, which the puzzle's not too hard, like entirely. Like it was literally just you go through it, then the very last thing was just you can just immediately pick up on what the answer is. So I'm not gonna have too much trouble there. Oh boy. Go with that. We'll get Ava's trust up. The next choice we go with Bia. Here we go press for details for Gula, even though it doesn't really matter. And here we get the G key for Nvidia. It's likely an anagram for some reason. I don't know why that's a trust thing. Well, maybe it makes sense later on. Maybe it's likely an anagram. Then we hack her helmet, and then we'll skip ahead to the vote. We can't keep bickering like this. We need a plan, and we need 39 meat cards, or everyone dies. Running everyone out of that fact, Tristatia caused a ripple of panic to spread across the group. Ngora found it a nice way to remind everyone of their current predicament. You're right. We're going to die. Even bigger of a reason to begin at once. That's why we should get the vote over quickly. Just vote for me. Yeah, let's just vote. Get this over with. I agree with Flux then. It's what has been decided. And since it doesn't seem like we can... None of the trust seems to go towards, like, so far doesn't seem like we're pushing anything Ava. We didn't even see anything incriminating or anything bad going on in her hacking helmet either, so... You don't have to feel sorry for me. Guess there's another way it would go. It was my choice. I'd much rather go that way. Even though Ngora couldn't see past the jury's helmet, she felt as though the girl was smiling. She wasn't going to die while panicking, she was picking her own future. This might be a waste of a vote. Guess I still didn't figure out who was a traitor. Still a pass. I have an idea of who it is. I need to make that a priority for the next round. The group walked forward. There was no need to talk about it. There was no need to debate or argue. They would put in their vote for Luxuria and then move on to the next set of doors as soon as possible. The final set of doors. Past that puzzle door. There are only 3 rooms up and then all the meat cards are accessible. That's where you're wrong, Buckaroo. I'm slightly worried though. I wonder why we only found so few of them. I'm still wondering why exactly like the meat cards are resistant that and why the traitor wants us to like do what the weird thing Tristtia wants us to do. Put all the meat cards into one bowl and that's it? I don't know, I can't believe that really. And still we have to get Nvidia's hacking helmet by then too. How do we unlock that? We unlock it after we go through Tristtia's? That's the one thing I haven't gone through yet, Tristtia's. I went through the other ones. This path, and then I'm not doing anything with Strabia. And yay. You should have found at least 30 by now. Why do we only have around half that? This is how everything was placed. Someone's gone through the school in the minutes before this started. Cutting her thoughts short, and Cora inserted her meat card to the console. Alongside the others, she rated herself for her vote. This time, it wouldn't need a long setup for it. It would just be a vote. Then it'd be over. It was a little refreshing for things to be this simple. And Cora wished she could live in simplicity like that. The barrel of shotgun in front of her brought her back to reality. Yeah, I'm pretty sure looking down at the muzzle where just the barrel of a gun is gonna make you go crazy. Are we all ready? Yeah. But by the way, thanks for your sacrifice. We'll figure out the traitor, kill them, and then get out of here. You better, for my sake. Okay, let's stop the waterworks. We have this vote to put in. No comments came from anyone else, and soon everything was in place. Strabia pushed her vote in without hesitation, next came the Luxurias, Gulas, Tristias, and Averitas. Last was in Cora's vote, and nothing's gonna change anything about this. I have a bad feeling about this. For some reason, something is just off. We already know why this feels off. I can't get rid of the feeling this time. The discussion was cut short. No, it didn't get cut short. It's almost like it didn't happen at all. Everyone just agreed. Hey Cora, your vote is missing. Like everyone was just eager just to have someone out of the way. At least like, you know, have someone like screaming down. Put it in already. Anyone nod in agreement to the shotgun, and Cora entered her thoughts and pushed in her vote. And there's no other way about this. Boop. The screens above the voting console settled onto Averita's symbol. It was clear what was to follow. It was her execution. Every shotgun but the victims released their hold, leaving the participants to witness the macabre outcome. It took only a moment for the gunshot to come. It sounded like it had shot at point-blank range. In reality, there were no bullet holes in the helmet she wore. Time slowed down. Eventually, everything froze. Hello. Who are you? I don't know. Some say my name is Pandora. Well, hello then, Mrs. Pandora. I think I'm dead. Are you sure? You don't look dead to me. I can't move. I mean, I can, but it's not a body. What's moving? It's just my mind. I guess you're dead then, but death is fine too. Ah, yeah, now that you mention it, I guess so. It's kind of hard to make out who's talking. It feels like when you talk, I'm talking too. What does it mean? Maybe you're part of me now? I remember you. That's a common thing in some of these visions, like that saying. It's not always there, but it's there. Maybe you're part of me now. I remember you. I wonder if it's only... I'm thinking back to it now. Well, I don't know. Were those exact same words present when we did like the first vote with when Irish was, you know, voted off? Was that the same thing there? And also, will the same thing be in Luxuria's? Her vote? Like down there? Is that so? What kind of person was I? You were a strong woman. You were a teacher who was also clueless. Even though you wanted to protect people, you also wanted to survive. Unfortunately, it looks like you've been had. Been had? How so? Someone tricked others, I think. I'm not sure right now. One thing's for sure. Your death wasn't fair. Life isn't fair either. And life never is. Doesn't mean that it's necessarily against nature. You're right on that one. Do you remember anything about yourself? I don't remember. I do remember my name, I think. What was your name? I can't hear my name, sorry. I guess I don't know after all. It's Marco again. Everyone's name is secretly Marco. Guess what? You're a clone of Marco. You're a clone of Marco. I'm a clone of Marco. You really want to know? I can say it, but you'll find it funny. It's not really a woman's name. It's Marco. All the same. I know, right? You're silent because you're holding back. No, I'm silent because I'm confused. Why are you confused? Marco wasn't your name. I know what your name was. Your name was Errol Weber. Please pronounce it. Errol Weber. Errol Weber. Ah, that's more familiar. Why did I think Marco was my name? I don't have the answer to this question. But I had to go soon. What's going to happen to me? I don't know. I never died. Then how can you talk to me? I take that silence as you don't know either. Well, I was a teacher. I was probably bad at it, but I'll say... Try to think about it. If it can help you, I'll have fulfilled my job. Thanks. I didn't think I'd get counseling from a fading consciousness. Therapy sessions for the win. Indeed, help comes to the most unlikeliest of places. I'll say. I just hope I won't be judged for my crime. No, I should... Oh, gosh. Now we must part. Dust to dust, ashes to ashes. You surrendered your right to live. I'll now carry your memory. Thank you. This is not looking good. And Cora came to reality momentarily. Finally, she could see the results of the previous vote, plain as day. Avery's body was on the ground. Just before the helmet the voted one wore exploded. The group took great care not stepping too close to her since none of them wanted to be caught in the blast. All it did was to char the next some, leaving behind a splatter of disgusting head matter all over the floor. The sight alone was nauseating. We'd voted for Lux. Finally, Trisha spoke. He stared at the small girl from the side, watching her like a hawk. Oh boy. Now that the reality of the situation was settling in, he seemed quite angry. Yeah, I don't know what happened. This must be a trick. Pandora's trick. No, that's not possible. When we voted for Ira, he was the one who got busted. Now we vote for you when you want to sacrifice yourself and we kill Ava instead? Wait, maybe there's something wrong with the voting panels. Don't you understand? This was her plan all along. We can't trust anyone here. Somehow, she rigged the machines to make it so voting for her would kill Ava instead. A small flashback came upon Cora. She remembered putting the me cards inside of the presumed bomb case alongside Luxuria. The me cards inside the presumed bomb case along bomb case. The girl would have also been investigating the consoles at that point in time. Could it be? Was it then that she modified them? I sure didn't see that one coming. Things will get bad now. Did you? No, I didn't! I didn't change the portraits or rig the machines! Some of you are far more dangerous than meets the eye. I'm not going to be had by you twice in a row. Ava was a solid ally. She might even have had the way to escape this hellhole. I'm not sure what he means by that. Probably just a human mistake. Now all that is gone. And you'll be gone too. Out of nowhere, Tristia pulled out a revolver. With 2 gunshots, Luxuria fell to the ground. The horse-themed boy had gotten her straight through the helmet. That one also suddenly exploded as well, adding to the corpses in the room. The small girl was no more. Triss! Wait! The entire group was staring at the exchange, but nobody except Ikora spoke. Everyone seemed far too terrified of what the prospects of having a gun pointed at them implied. Even Sir B remained silent for once. She's a threat. I will remove every threat. First, it's Lux. Then, it's the murderer. And finally, I'll kill the mastermind. Did he just say he thought Ava had the way out? If he's saying he's going to kill the mastermind, though, this may not be good news. Just gotta be ready to react appropriately if he knows somehow. So then, the murderer. Bia, do you have anything to say for yourself? Wait. Murderer? What do you even mean? Don't play coy. Ever since Ira mentioned being an accomplice, how you both wandered around together like that? I've been suspecting it. You're a cold woman, Bia. But this is where your killings end. Wait, let me talk at least. Just see you wait for a moment. Sir Bia was slowly gathering herself for what she had to explain. As it seemed like she was going to talk, she said lunged at him. Everything happened very quickly. As soon as she landed over him, he shot her square in the heart. The bullet went so fast it pierced through her entire body and came out of the back to lodge itself into one of the metallic plates in the far wall. Then he shut her off his own body. The entire fight would have been comical if it didn't have such drastic outcomes. Tristia stood back up. He executed her with a shot through the helmet. I downed so many people. Once again exploded, leaving another splotch of red carnage to the ground. Sir Bia, just like Luxuria, lay dead right next to the consoles. She's the reason why we're all here. We're here to expiate our sins. It's the entire ideology behind naming us these things. You're still killing them all. What sense does that make, really? She was a murderer. Do you know who she killed? She killed that kid. The student in the newspaper. Guler remained silent at those words. Instead, she brought her stare down to Sir Bia's dead body, watching him from afar. While she was thinking, Tristia's attention was brought to Ikora. This is it then. We're finished. We're 3 survivors and 6 have been executed. Now open the way out, or you will die. Huh? So he does suspect something. That's very bad news. The way out? I don't know what you mean. She swallowed, frightened by the circumstances. None of this had been possible to see coming before. I'm not the mastermind. I don't want to die. No one fits the bill. He began walking around while talking. While he was doing so, Ikora was speed thinking of a way out of this predicament, but nothing was coming to her. No one fits the bill. Not a single one of us could be the mastermind. But we all have sins. We all have an involvement in this larger picture. Sir Bia is a murderer, but that was just the catalyst. Everyone has an involvement, except you. I have no idea what your crime is. I don't know your name, I don't even know what you look like, little girl. I didn't think you could organize all this, but I'm out of leads. At Proselyte Nation, you're the only one who could be the mastermind behind all this. Glue remained silent on the sidelines. She had the forethought of not saying a word to aggravate the situation for herself. That's cool and all, but there's gotta be a way out of this situation. I'm not the mastermind. Only you can be the mastermind. I don't know how, but you are. Now open the goddamn doors or you're next. Ikora's hands balled up into fists. She couldn't hold it back anymore. Her own rage was growing too fiercely. I I know, goddamn mastermind! I'm just a girl stuck like everyone else here. Are you gonna kill me for that? I will, because if I don't, then the mastermind might still be alive. Suddenly, Tristia fell down and a loud metallic noise rang out as a result of the collision of his body and the helmet onto the floor. Gula. What the hell? Gula, stop! Oh boy. Recording the chance, she booked it. She ran downstairs while a gunshot fired behind her. That was his 5th one. He only had one more bullet in that 6-chambers revolver. Do a goddamn dodge maneuver to get that out. You can only shoot Gula or waste a shot. And of course, Freford chase didn't last very much longer. Tristia caught up to her after she reached the intersection. Having forgotten the door wasn't open yet, she ran towards it and the puzzle pad. That was when he caught up to her. And that was when he shot her. I really thought we were going somewhere with this. I guess it was inevitable when all heck breaks loose like this. Still, I can't go yet. I think there's more to do, but do I have a choice? I suppose I don't. Unless a miracle happens. But the box remained shut. We have to come back to that box at some point. The classrooms were just locked down tight. Puzzle time. Oh, gosh. See a note from Vidya. Guilty son. So, I went down this route first without trusting in Vidya. That's the main catalyst to get this puzzle. You have to trust in Vidya so much up to this point, to this very ending with Averita, that this puzzle appears when the trust happens. If it doesn't, then a large, trust NVIDIA more appears on screen if you don't have enough in him. And the thing is, we can't solve this right now. We can't. We can only assume that goes to another thing. We saw Irita's, and now we're going down to here. We'll head all the way down to the other pathway, where we didn't do a goddamn lick of sense to save Serbia. Down this way. We take Avery's side. Oh yeah. We swim with Lujuria and Gula. We press him for details. Then we hack her helmet after we give him the G key. Set an anagram. Hack Gula's helmet. And then vote for Averita. There was that. Then here we did nothing to protect Serbia. We'll go here. We'll skip ahead down to that point. Things happened very fast following that. First, Serbia came out of the classroom, which startled Ancora. Even though Rabbit had been much farther away before, Ancora failed to account for the fact she might move classrooms. This made her jump back, causing her to step onto Averita's feet, who had come out of another classroom behind Ancora. Thankfully, the teacher didn't cause a ruckus, but she did grab the girl so she wouldn't fall. You okay, Ancora? She noticed her Bia was out. Oh, Bia's here. Calling out the Rabbit's presence wouldn't cause Tristia to turn around with his gun, taking it out. The Rover was right after Bia. Oh, quick forewarning. This reminded me, I didn't catch this when I went through it first, but Serbia was the person who was the murderer who killed a student. It actually really does make sense on this point. That's the joke she made in the very first room. I think I killed someone. I'm just kidding. And and the accomplice with Ira, he was covering up evidence of that. That means, based on the one puzzle room where you got the gun, her personality type, or anagram personality is helper? Huh. I won't put her as a helper anytime soon. Oh, this was part of the plan. There's no one to take out Tristia. And Cora looked at the two of them. Serbia stared back at Tristia, who was going to pull the trigger without any questions. It made sense. The timer was coming on to the hour. They only had 1 more minute to get another death. What the fuck is happening? Cora only had a split moment to act. She could let things take their course and leave Serbia to die, which wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing since she was one of the weakest links in the group. Or she could shove the girl out of the way, out of the bullet, to protect her. And so, Cora did nothing to protect Serbia. And Cora did not act. The gunshot was nigh instantaneous and a hole appeared in Serbia's helmet near the middle of her stymple. Almost immediately, her body crumpled down. The tall bunny girl's helmet exploded, causing everyone to step back in the midst of the dust. And, that's why he was so quick to, like, kill her off after that. He really did believe it was the murderer. No wonder he didn't have any hesitation for that. Oh boy. Gosh dang Peacemaker. I heard this body remained among the group against the wall to his knees, like a macrobe result of Encora's inaction. What? Wait, what? Only Encora didn't react to it, far too shocked to do anything about it. Instead, her body crumpled much like Serbia's, right to Ivori's arms, which weren't there to hold her anymore. The teacher had taken a step back in fright, which meant Encora hit the cold, hard floor. She pulled herself up with her arms almost immediately after giving a howl of pain. While set up, her gaze through the helmet's cameras was fixated on the corpse of the confrontational girl. The dead body would haunt her thoughts for the next hours, perhaps even days or weeks. It was a thing, no longer a person. That's the most common thing I've seen, like when a murder happens. Just a few seconds ago, a living, breathing, talking person just talking about their day woes away, then the next instant, crumpled to the ground and not even human anymore. I can see why that's used so often, and I can only imagine. Tristia looked at the group and then stored the gun back into his pants. There, now the danger is averted, and our time is safe. There will be peace. Thanks, Peacemaker. A chuckling moment for the whole group to regain their senses. By then, it was already 5 past the hour. They only had 55 more minutes before everyone would surrender their right to live. We need to reform the teams. We have rooms to explore now. Are you all aware of this? But you just shot her dead! That was the plan, yes. Luxuria looked over at Encora, who had risen back to her feet. She replied with a slight shrug, a little like an apology for failing to carry that plan exactly as convened. No loss there. Wow. I don't think we can solve the rest of the rooms on our own, though. Well, I'm actually glad that I chose to shove Serbia away the first time through. For a multitude of reasons, which we'll get into. Encora alone, myself alone, and you 2 others together. That's the only way to have a fighting chance on what's coming, I think. No, there's another solution. Hi, Viddy! Out of nowhere, Nvidia's voice rang. I actually now am getting. I just love just his nickname now, Viddy. That's great now. I just now getting into it. He was in the hallway with them, walking in from the direction of the crossroads. Viddy? She finally spoke up, the shock of seeing him again, fully pulling her out of her stupor. Everyone reacted as surprised by his appearance as she was. I don't have a lot of time to explain just yet. At first, we need to form groups to explore rooms. Yeah, that makes sense, and the whole group before was actually really good. The 3 big puzzle solvers were a part of the groups. We're all still looking for me cards, right? I still have mine. No, I don't know where the rest are. Yeah, I know how to escape now. Yes, me made a mistake. Well, I can't just behead him now. It wouldn't look too suspicious. Wonder why it didn't work earlier. Which means that currently our highest priority is to solve the next rooms and get the next cards. He noticed a dead body in the ground. He didn't settle onto it too much, despite clearly being none too happy about it. Yeah. 3 rooms. 5 people left instead of 4. We can make it work by having 2 groups of 2. I know I can solve rooms alone, so who's going to be in each room, in each team? All the pondered on it for a very short time. On Vidia's sudden return, they forgot about the clock again. It was soon gonna hit the 10 minutes mark past the hour. If a room took them the full 39 minutes to solve, they'd have to move soon. And there needs to be 2 deaths this time. Only 3 survivors, no more than that. Yeah, and since Vidia's back, oh boy, it's gonna be a shit show. A gun, yay. This is what the game has been set up to be. But why? I can't change the rules this far in. The next death must include a traitor. Normally I'd go back and change the lineup, but this time let's just make it simple. Cora, you're with me. Ava and Lux, go. Avery and Luxury took a glance at Justia, torn between leaving while the teens were in their favor and asking Vidia for details instead. No one wants to be grouped with a killer, huh? That's hilarious coming from them both. Then our option won, and Avery demands some explanations. Okay, but first, what were you doing, Vidi? No time. I'll take the room furthest down the hallway. We're very soon at the 6 hours mark, and we need to find way more me cards still. If we don't find them, we all die. I get that, but at least a little answering wouldn't hurt. You're not dead, you're not dead, even if me said you would be. What did you do? We can all do it and never suffer punishment. No, we can't do it. It was a mistake in the first place. I'm sure if we plan to do it, all of us, then we don't get beheaded this time around. If you really want to know, I found the exit. But we can't take it until we have all of those 9 strange keys. That goes the elevator. He showed one of his own. It was a key Ancor handed to it before. So we saw the elevator, if you want to open up the elevator doors, you need to use the G key onto the doors. I'm just explaining through the things I've already seen through again. Oh, that's a terrible feeling. But I can't really do much about it now. Skipping over, which, yeah, no, I don't want to. There's a metal plate you can open by pressing in specific spots, next to the stairs leading to the voting machines. That thing we saw when we had to go through the elevators the first time. We didn't use a key from what it sounds like. It was just literally just poke, then just slide. So literally you just needed that key, and that was it. And then, why would the traitor, still keep them alive just for the me card? If, even then again, all the me cards are split in half. Why? Why? They took away the cards, and now they want to keep Vidia alive to add another card to the pile? There's a metal plate you can open by pressing a specific spot next to the stairs leading to the voting machines. Behind that is a room that's seemingly cut off from the radio and mechanism interference. The moment I made it through, I was cut off from all communication. If we go there, we're no longer reachable, but I don't think we were supposed to know that place existed until we put all the B cards in, and 3 people were left. And I assume that's what it is. I wonder what was supposed to be in that middle console, though. The thing they mentioned before, the middle part was the bomb? Is it a problem? If we go in there, then we can't get beheaded She pushed her foot towards Bia's corpse. The first time was a random chance, Lux. I stumbled onto it and Pandora must have not seen me. Now Pandora knows. Whatever's monitoring that place will be looked at much more closely. Okay, bye guys. Luxury eventually gave up and went away with Averita. The more time we have with the rooms, the better. The little room pulled Luxury over to the nearest room on the side, closed the door to start solving the deduction room. Everyone else saw fit to drop the topic for now, too. After the two were gone, NVIDIA spoke about his departure again to expand on one of his thoughts before the three would split up. What baffles me the most is this. He put out a second me card. There was a me card in that room. Oh, I forgot about that part. That's the reason why they kept you alive? Just because me card in there? That's not literally the only reason why they kept you alive. Just like, let's lead you into the room. There's me card. Now you should come back with those two me cards. But again, why take away so many me cards, but still have someone? Why place the cards there in that room, the room where people were not supposed to be there until like after 3 people were dead, well, until 3 people are only alive? Why just let it be there? I mean, you need those cards to get into that area anyway. That's. There was a me card in that room. I think we're supposed to figure out early somehow, even though it's clearly off limits. I don't understand what that mastermind is thinking. We're not thinking much of anything with that room. Anyway, we have our groups ready, right? Gore, you're with Triss? I guess that's fine by me. As fine as it ever can be. Scared? Very. I don't have any reason to shoot anymore. Not yet, anyway. Yeah, not yet. Anyway, until the vote. Some thought caused him to pause in the middle of his speech. Until the vote. We'll die in 6 hours, right? Why does it matter? Well, if you fulfill all the conditions by 6, this means 6 of us must die. But if you don't fulfill the conditions, then it doesn't matter. Nobody else has to die then. The fact the bomb's going to kill us all, notwithstanding. Right, well, we should hurry anyway. Let's talk about this after we're still alive in 40 minutes. 39 minutes. Technicalities matter. Viddy, the technicalities matter. Yeah. Don't look too much into the details or your world might come undone. That's quite a saying. Hey Wade, departing from the two of them shortly thereafter. Tristan and Cora remained alone. Deciding to not waste any time, the horsewearer walked towards the other nearest door, as Viddy had gone from the one furthest away. I wonder if he's really going to be fine doing it alone. Probably not. If he doesn't leave, everyone's in deep mud. Cora followed after him, and soon they stepped into a strange room. It was one of the many classrooms on the outer edge of the Wing A, but what was inside was clearly not a classroom at all. It was very spacious and had 2 large cylinders spanning floor to ceiling. They were both adorned with a lot of mechanisms and cogs, as long as a long wire connected them. Small cylinders guarded the entire room alongside them. Due to the strange nature of the room, the 2 people in it barely had any time to take in its weird appearances before me appeared to them again. Exactly 39 seconds, on the dot, both their visions were taken by her, while the door locked itself. This is a very important room. The question you will have to answer in this room, however, is for you and you alone. If you give the answer to anyone outside of this room, you will immediately surrender your right to live. Oh yeah, this is like we were alone with the astrology room, like all the other groups like did the same thing too. Do you understand? It's not just for your group and no one else. This particular room's question is, who is your true enemy? There is a true enemy which opposes me, you, and everyone else. All of you here have been gathered for a specific reason. No one's set to kill that enemy, which you won't be able to do, ever. Figuring out that true enemy is part of the deal too, even if you will never be able to fight it. Not now, or ever. That's because while it is your true enemy, it is not one you're meant to oppose. Even though we must oppose it, otherwise our end spells doom for the entire world. Entire world? I wonder if you can truly understand me. You will know what you believe in soon, but for now, I'll see you later. The entire speech was as short as the previous one. The two in the room decided to ignore the cryptic words as they had to hurry, which proceeded taking the lead despite his apparent uneasiness. I want to check that real quick. Let's go then. This looks like some kind of reactor. How can you tell? Just a hunch. It's probably a fake anyway. What is there to power in here? Don't know, but I wonder a lot more about what me meant by true enemy. I don't remember setting this up. The true enemy is the traitor, no? That's what I thought too at first. I can only assume these three rooms, like this one, the astrology room, and the third one, are actually all like newly made things. Lots of boxes that make me think of tic-tac-toe. I don't think we're supposed to use them for that though. I was gonna speed through along with this, like finding all the items quickly, and still talk around it. There's stuff inside, various objects, a lot of trash too. Yeah, these are ripped squares of cloth, duct tape, a copy of Avril Lavigne's newest album. Avril Lavigne. Which one is that? Let Go. Yeah. Why do you have that one? You've got trash and you're proud of it to boot? Everyone has trash, don't worry. Hey! I like it! None of my business, anyway. Look. Everyone has trash, okay? Even me. I think the only difference is I have a whole bookshelf full of it. There's a lot of stuff in here. One thing stands out. In one of the boxes is a Metal Gear. A Metal Gear? Metal Gear? Seems like the kind of thing we need in a room like this. Let's carry it. There's also a key in the same box. Good thing I took this gear, I would have never seen it. You remove the key, showing it to Inquara. That's the key to access the second room. There's nothing else here would unlock. There's no other key around here anywhere. This is said to contain acid. There's also a strange floating part in there. We probably need to get it out, but how? Inside the cylinder is an output. Guess we need something to suck all of that acid out. I think the output's that. Wonder how that part inside isn't melting right now. It's probably just not acid for real. More evidence towards the fact that this is all a fake contraption. It's like a big letter 39 on top of it. The ARC number. This is a big thing with a lot of C on it. What should I investigate? Status? The indication says status, stable. I guess we could go haywire if you mishandled it or something. We'd have cause for concern if it was real, but as we already established, it's not. That's what you'd say, and then the status would go to dangerous mode, and then the whole place explodes at first. It's good to deceive yourself like that, Justia, but don't hide from the truth. You can't handle the truth. This reactor looks like a fake, but so far it's pretty real. So it makes you wonder how this came to be. Investigate the number. The big 39. It's at 39, like the number of meat cards we need to get. The big important number of this game. Or the number of minutes we have to explore these rooms. Or the number 30 and 9 put together. Or the letters C and I put together, if you take them as being 3 and 9 mashed together. Or... is there anything else it could represent? No. Well, in Japanese, the numbers 3 and 9 are san and Q, which sort of sounds like thank you when put together, like that. Thank you. Yeah, with my slurred speech, although it obviously makes more sense. That one's the most ridiculous of the bunch. Could look at the other ones, but you don't really need to. We can just, like, rush along. The two of them had found the key. It was ridiculously easy to get access to the second room. It took them only a second to twist the key into the lock. And now we can move further in. Go inside. We need that to connect with the acid pole, like, you know, the other version of this. Look, it's a big tube. We can take it between the rooms as needed. Thinking carry? I feel like we should just leave it there until we find a purpose for it. It's a little cumbersome. Alright then. Now we know what's here, at least. Yeah. This room is almost a perfect replica of the previous room. I guess it's almost mirrored, except for this one has a pipey thingy. It's got the same kind of things around, like these tubes. Oh yeah, those tubes. 2 reactors? Maybe one's a fake and the other is real? Or maybe they're both fakes. I still don't think this is a real reactor. I've seen this place before, you know. It's not here. Where did you see it? Somewhere my father worked at. They had this large red cross-like emblem affixed above the door, and there were a bunch of gruff guys doing experiments. Red cross-like emblem. Top of my head, that can only be like red cross. Like literally. How can you just copyright a symbol? Like a simple symbol. A simple symbol. That's a tongue twister. They see like the whole copyright thing with the birthday song. And look at how that turned out. Well, for them anyway. Do symbols and pictures actually be copyrighted? I could guess so. Eh. He took me there once on the yearly Bring Your Kid to Work day. He doesn't work there anymore, though. He'd been working there for a long time before that, and I still don't know why he left. The pay was apparently really, really good. Difference of interests? Maybe a clash of morals? Science can sometimes be a little, you know, melodramatic. Maybe. Not that I'll know even if I asked him now. Quite a bad feeling over it. She decided to change the subject, figuring that he was dead or something like that. Anybody who quits from something as shitty as that probably ends up dead. So anyway then, this replica of the reactor here? Yeah. I'd only seen it through a window, but I remember it mesmerized me. Yeah. It marked me in it, and I would know that this is it even after another 20 years without seeing it. These things were in constant movement, though. Now they're not moving. The reactor is a lot less monstrous in my memories, but it's because it's a fake and thus not active. Keep it like shoved into one of the strange metallic structures. Something broke from it and rolled away onto the ground. See? It's falling apart on its own. Wait, that's not part of the mechanism. I quite reached it, finding that was a coin. It's like a coin that's like similar to like the ones in that very first room. Maybe this is useful. Well, let's keep it with us. Who knows if we'll need it here. And if we don't, then we're just a little richer. And risk losing your head? I wouldn't take anything out of these rooms unless they are from the safes that contain our meat cards. Yeah, that's probably a better idea. Turns out there's no tricking him into doing it and eliminating him that way, huh? Yeah, it's a good try. Not much else in this room to look at except for these boxes. I had to wonder why there are these boxes strewn about. It's not like the puzzle in this room is actually very hard. It's like a collectathon to just like putting the things together, and nah, that's really it. I had to wonder why there are boxes strewn about. They don't contain much of anything general, just random knickknacks, paddywhacks, and diddly-dads. He addressed Cora as she approached the boxes. Some of them were open, others were still shut tight. From what she could see of each, he wasn't wrong. They didn't contain anything spectacular. You think these things would be used to carry dangerous stuff? Like what? Like a gun? Maybe, if you want to believe that. Their bomb is in there. We're not even looking through all the boxes, really. They're just like, hey, here's the first box. Okay. Pick at the very first one. Okay, we're done here. At the very bottom of the pile, just one of the other bombs, just buried away in this room. Oh wait, hold on. That just reminded me. Gula is the one who made the bombs, so like, if Gula was alive by the point we like, you know, got everyone together, like she could like take apart the bombs. Well, I guess only like down the Trattia route, like when Luxuria's dead. Guess that would really make sense. She would know how to dismantle it since, you know, she made it. Ugh. No, I don't wanna. Speaking of, what are you going to do with yours? Tristia still had the gun in his pocket. And Corey could see the handle sticking out the whole time. I don't know yet. Or they're only carry it for protection. But just as obvious, it should be used in case of emergencies. And we're in an emergency. Well, okay then. That reminded me about the word emergency. What about it? Like I thought before, like it reminded me, like just reminds me immediately of that one room in 999 with finding 4 E's and putting on the door, the bathrooms, yeah, like almost the prison cells. Well, quote-unquote prison cells. It makes me think of emergence, even though both of them have nothing to do with each other. Specifically, emergence is when 2 things interacting together have something neither have alone. You lost me a little. Don't we all? I just want to talk about the emergency exits. What do you mean? And Cora was starting to wonder if all of this was truly needed, but at this point, she just had to pursue the topic. Otherwise, she could be seen as impolite or testing his patience. It's not like she wanted to test a guy who held a gun. The Peacemaker. I don't think he'd shoot over it, but it's safer this way, I guess. Take a person in a bicycle. The person can run, but there's no smooth forward movement. Meanwhile, the bicycle can provide that movement, but it can't do it on its own. Hence, the emergence happens when both combine to fulfill that. There are other examples out there, but this is the simplest one to digest, I think. It's a little like how a pencil can write, but only if your body, which can't write without a tool, makes use of it. Or when wind creates waves in the surface of water. Okay, so, how does wind form? This has been mine for, like, the longest time, and I have no idea why. I'm just too lazy to look it up. Where does wind come from? It doesn't just appear out of nowhere. Like, it doesn't just appear from thin air, just like it starts breezing across the whole entire universe. Nah. Well, there's solar winds, but how does there's winds all over the universe? What? Like that, yeah. Like when your television alone can't display the channel, but with the signal coming from a small terminal used to relay it, like a satellite, you can watch TV. So they're like these helmets, since they display what's outside of them? No, not like the helmets. We can see without the helmets. You're right. Well, that was interesting, but we have to get moving, I think. Sure, and by the way, I found a clipboard in 2 of these boxes. Just going a long tangent, and hey, look, I found an item. Still. They quickly checked what was written on it. Something about experiments? Something about pairs. The number 2 is all over this thing. 2 reactors, and it says to multiply all 3 numbers together. What could that mean? Maybe it's for a code or another? They kept it with them for convenience sake. Double checking something? Okay. I think we got everything in here. Like, this is like one of those rooms where, like, I guess this is almost like wait, no. This is like one of those classrooms almost. Like like one door goes to this classroom, but there's a door connected to another one across the way. Like even that's close by. Those like the other door over there like is locked. We can't go out that way. Even if it goes back to the hallway, we always go back to this door. This is a big thing with a lot of C on it. Let's investigate. The machinery. It looks like the gear we found goes in here. Let's put it in. But careful, there's a grid over it. We have to open it first. But Cora just jammed her hand into it, yanking it out afterwards. The grid hadn't been electrocuted or anything, and it very easily came off, at the expense of Cora's hand, which was now bleeding a little. Ow! What did you think would happen? He shook his head, sliding the gear inside and attaching it to the pole. Soon the gears began spinning together. What they did wasn't clear. Got anything for this cut? One of the boxes in the back has some. You're in luck. Too much luck. The 2 of them left the reactor alone to go patch up in Cora's hand. You really ought to be more careful. We're dealing with potentially dangerous hardware here. I thought it was real. Not that it really is a reactor, but I believe it's a fake. But a fake can still hurt. Hey, I'll be fine. It's just a tiny cut. When I feel electricity has the least amount of rights to speak about being cautious. Well, at least that helped us, since I just found this piece of paper, too. It was lodged between 2 gears. He held it up to her, and Cora read it aloud. But we're missing 15 of them. Missing 15 of them? Like the 15 missing me cards? 15 of what? What's missing? I'm not sure. This number may be important, though. Do we have all the items, actually? Be sure. 15 to... Multiply all the numbers, three numbers together. Goes to these three. And of all these, we go look at the wires connected here. I didn't reach this cable easily enough, but the box at the top is far too high. Guess we would need a ladder to reach it. There's literally no ladders anywhere here. Steve didn't bite, no matter how much Cora willed him to. No one wants to talk about ladders. Let's just stop that entirely and focus. Too bad we don't have one. Maybe we have to keep with the climb using the cable. With only a slight look at Tristia, one could deduce he wouldn't be any use climbing a cable this small. Might even cause it to snap and render it unusable. I can try, but I'm not a good climber. Yeah, that's be a good one. I don't get that joke. Upon trying, Cora found it a lot easier than she might have assumed. Even I just don't get that joke. All she had to do was use both her hands and legs to hold onto the cable, and before long, she had managed to bring herself to the top. What does the box do? It's settings. I don't know what we should put them on. It's taking 4 numbers from 0 to 9, but I don't know the combination. Just put them on whatever you want, I guess. I doubt this will do anything until the cable is done. Well, yeah, connected. The solution has to do with the numbers you found, no doubt. And I already figured this out. I think I even still remember the number from multiplying it. It's 1170. There you go. The answer was 1170. There was a 3 in there, and that'd be even better. I hate myself. And putting the 4 numbers, and Cora came down from the box, sliding along the cable till she was back to the ground. The machine was now giving a low hum. Hey, wait a sec. You weren't looking, were you? Looking at what? Oh no. I don't have any interest in that. I don't even know if Cora even had a skirt. I thought it was just pants, or every single time like I see like in CGs, it's almost just boots, I guess. Meh. Not sure if you meant it that way or if it's a veiled insult. I have no interest in people like you. I just felt my neck snap. That's a pleasant feeling. So, oh yeah. We'll put the tube in here. Seems like it's long enough to reconnect with the other output too. Put the side panel of the reactor in this glass cylinder. Let's see what happens. After connecting the both of them together, the transparent cylinder drained itself of its acid. All of it was sucked out through the tube into the reactor's shell. The only thing left in the tube after another minute of wait was a weird part. Think it's safe to get it? Just let it leak out for a few and come back to it later. Just sit here twiddling our thumbs. It's probably fun to take it now. After waiting a few, the two then disconnected the tube and a strange piece of hardware came out. Seemingly undamaged, the acid was drowning inside prior. Think it really was acid? Probably not. Couldn't take any chances anyway. The two of them reconnected the tube with the cylinder. The acid was pumped back into it in order to revert back to its previous state. Always an acid. Then they pocketed the item and discarded the tube back to the other room, no longer having any use for it. And the way we do that is, this thing needs the circuit board and the coin. Well, look at the right panel, I believe. And the part goes here. Trusty was already in the process of repairing the panels of the reactor. After a few moments, he finished fixing the piece back inside, to which he used the coin he found to screw the panel itself back on. A small light lit up, as if confirming it was done correctly. Wow, that was pretty good. I'm impressed. Don't be. I just know a lot about computers because I spent a lot of time on one. You do remember I had that website, right? Just one of my many I own. I like to actually get up and do stuff, though. So that's your domain? That was like last time I studied, like he probably knows what everyone's crime was, but no, he just figured things out in like the Averita's case. Yeah, that's like obviously the best way to go about it. Like he just knows the, like I guess the quote unquote, like doesn't he know like the names of the people involved? Or at least just the nicknames? Actually, Those nicknames that you use on the website, are those actually still the same nicknames everyone here has? Like people just give it a nickname? That's, I'd actually like to get up and do stuff though. That's why a guy named Marco started giving me tutoring on engineering. It's Marco! Everyone likes Marco. Is Marco the friend who's actually like, helping with like the programming, the helmets? He came by my home often, so I'm gonna get off my chair and do some menial work. You want to exercise then? Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of tired of being the fat boy. No matter what I try though, I don't get slimmer. The shaking of his head was full of sorrow and denial. Anyway, bring me the cable over there. This one? That's right. He connected the cable to the panel. I knew they'd go together. It looked too suspicious. There's still a lot of slack though, and I can't make heads or tails of why. Maybe it's not important, but it's really stuck hard. He tried taking it out to show, but the panel wasn't having any of it. It was very well stuck there, and since that was where it had to go, something's happening. The screen inside the reactor buzzed and then changed its display. Now instead of showing stable, it was showing time. Status time. The cable was also pushed out of its socket, and no matter how much Tia tried, it wouldn't go back in. What do you think that means? I don't know. Looks like a small compartment opened on this side too. He reached inside, taking out a me card and a weird key with a letter T attached to it. So we got another T. I still think like these keys like correspond to like the first letter of like the names. Like the people, like Tia, then it was the NVIDIA I. Was there one with a C involved? Ancora, Justia, Lux, Serbia. I almost forgot his nickname. NVIDIA, Gula, Averita. No, there's no C in Corn and Pandora. There was a... Wait, was it really a C key? Oh god, I'm mixing up I'm mixing up my dreaded astrology puzzle with the keys. Oh god. Huh. Nice. Here, take that key. Another add to the collection. Swoop, there goes my key ring. He loved it at her. He ordered her best to catch it, but it fell to the ground. She went over to take it, adding to the rest of her stuff. There are also two weird bowls in here. The one's used in the plan with the thing. I think it's weird that the trader wants this one like plan to do the whole weird put the meat cards into one bowl and then the next bowl like just be nothing, or just like, oh, suddenly more meat cards appear. That sort of thing. That's strange. There are also two weird bowls in there. I guess I'll carry them. What are they used for? Beats me. Does it mean we're done here? But what's our answer? Don't we normally get some piece of paper to help us? I think it's pretty obvious. I'll let you think about it, then just come with me to the door. I think you just don't know the answer. Who knows? Not him, apparently. And we have everything we need. And the one biggest thing I hate about this room is that there's no 15th item. There's just not. That's the biggest sin here. That's the missing 8th sin. The missing item. I know actually when I was going through this room, my very first thought was to type in the word traitor, but yeah, I think it's obvious what it is now. Pretty simple. Here we are then, ready to leave. And not that much time has passed either. Definitely good. And about the answer... Do you still not know it? No, I know it. No, I know it. And Cora looked at her hands in slight contemplation. For a minute or so, Tristia nudged her with an elbow. Too scared to say it? Something like that. You know how we die if we get it wrong. Well, the answer is to... Nope, stop! Nope, it's fine! I know the answer. The girl's got her own pride uphold. Just don't become Serbia, okay? Please? You know she's dead, we don't need a new pride. Let me out! Our true enemy is... ourselves. Now it's time. An enemy which we can't face, fight at all times, and if we do, we basically ruin the entire universe. Time. Yay. It's almost like fighting destiny itself. Destiny is destiny. Looked like the lock came undone. Now they could leave this room. Angkor looked at the Tristia who returned the gaze, but soon he left with the bowls and the meat card, having nothing else to do here. He was also quite eager to leave this place. Angkor also had enough of this reactor, so she stepped out, clutching the key she'd found in here. That was now not just one, but 2 keys obtained. The key with the letter A and the key with the letter T acquired. A? T? There was an I key. It's not looking good for meat cards, though. Oh well, I'll be kind of worried about that later. And we'll never find those meat cards ever. Unless somehow you have a duplicator machine. We find a random 3D printer in one of these classrooms. One to lock down. And Angkor and Tristia waited in the hallway. The timer was reading 35 minutes past the hour, so the groups were bound to emerge soon. 1 minute later, the door to the nearby classroom opened. Out came Luxuria first, and then Averita, who carried in her arms a shotgun. Yay, you took the astrology room! Yeah, like, even though, like, top of my head, like, it certainly seemed like, like, the question we had to answer to get in the room was gonna be, like, the question we had to get in the room seemed like it was only a question we could solve, like, you know, answer. No, like, I just, like, it was literally just using the astrological stuff in there to, like, piece together, like, the key, like, letters almost. Is there a C in the keys? I honestly don't remember now. That's gonna bug me now. Oh no. If there's a letter C key in there, oh, I'm gonna drive mad. Oh. Why is there a C? Wait, could those keys, like, correlate to, like, the nicknames these people have? Vidi, Cora, C. I think I remember a V there somewhere. An Ula. I don't remember seeing a U key, though. But it was a G key, actually. Remember that much. Well, it's the key that NVIDIA used, but I think there was more than one firearm here. This is gonna be more akin to insurance than anything else. Insurance? For what? But don't worry, I don't intend to do anything with it unless we really need it. You're still the guy with 6 bullets. 5 now. Which is still enough to kill everyone, still alive, even myself. But would you do it? If the timer came to a close? Maybe. Better to end it quickly than make it last out in agony, no? That's what you'd assume, but I don't know. Maybe not. This sounds a very peacemaking way. I've never been put in a situation where I had to make the choice. Let's hope no one does. Everyone's way too calm around these guns. They're guns! Angkor's outburst caught everyone's attention. They're firearms! Well, no, they're not. I mean, do you see my hand on fire? No, you don't, so they're not. But they are explosion sticks. They can kill us if you pull the trigger. Kill, you know? Yeah. That's the end. You're dead. Why is everyone so calm around them? Maybe it's because today's already been so hectic? Guns aren't so special compared to getting your head, you know, exploded. Yeah, it's probably something like that. Speaking of the situation, where's Vidi? Is he still not out? The timer read 40 past the hour. Soon he was going to run out of time. Boy. Hey, Vidi! Vidi, hurry up! You're gonna run out of time! The girl walked towards the bend in the hallway, yelling for Vidi to hurry it up. Not only did his survival depend on it, but all of theirs depended on it too, as it needed the meat card inside and the key from that room as well. It's just strange how our rooms only contained one meat card too. Tristia was showing off the one he got from the room he explored, alongside Cora. When the girl caught up their discussion, it seemed as though Averita and Luxuria also only found one of them. Doesn't add up. With all these rooms, we're only at 24 meat cards. We need 15 more. We're going to run NVIDIA's door. Assuming if we get NVIDIA's card from it, there's only one card in the safe in NVIDIA's room. The group are at NVIDIA's door, and Cora watched the timer go up. 41 past the hour. 42 past the hour. 43 past the hour. At 44, she banged on the door with both fists. Hey! Viddy! Hurry! The rooms aren't really soundproof, so he should be hearing this. Unless he's in the second room. Oh boy, oh boy. Another minute, and NVIDIA's voice came from inside the room. Sorry, I don't think I'm coming out. What? Are you stuck? We can help. Tell us what... No, I'm not stuck. I haven't solved anything in the room so far because I don't want to. What? That's right. I'm staying and dying here, and no one will be able to get the V card from this pair of rooms. That's my choice. You can't just abandon us to die. You're gonna kill how many by doing this selfish act? You'll die too. This doesn't make any sense. Please, Viddy. Why does he want to die so badly like that? I made up my mind. It doesn't matter for me. I'm dead now. All of us are dead. And we're gonna save them. They need to die to break the pattern. Save them, but die to break the pattern. You don't mean it. Avery's tone changed. She was horrified by what he was implying. You can't do that. You can't die now. We need you. Sorry, I made up my mind already. I won't be a future pawn. For all I'm concerned, the future can go to hell. Timer read 48. One more minute, and the video was gonna die. Well, there's no point now. With only 1 minute left, he couldn't sell the room anyway. This won't change anything. You're damning all of us. And that was it. NVIDIA's last words hung heavily in the air as a clunk echoed from the inside of the room. That was most likely his head falling due to the helmet doing its thing. Yay. Well, that was that, I guess. What's worse than an all-out shootout here? Except what's worse, an all-out shootout? Or... what was it? Just people's heads getting, like, you know, decapitated. What's worse than that? Well, that was that, I guess. Now we're stuck here. That meat card, we can't stop the console from killing us all in 11 minutes. Yeah, no one knows what to do now. Let's go back to the crossroads or something, at least. We can spend the last minutes there and sharing information. There's gotta be something to do. No one answered in Cora, though. As she looked at them, she noticed they all had their shoulders slumped. None of them seemed in any mood to talk or even move. That's why Cora pulled onto Avery's arm, but the woman only grabbed the shotgun she had and pointed straight at the smaller girl. We're all gonna die now. Okay. Doesn't matter what we do. And in fact, you know what? When the bomb inside of that console explodes, it's gonna disintegrate all traces of this place. Everything we did will become a secret. It's gonna be like every single timeline where we die, like everyone just stuck's here forever. Until death. Except for the traitor, oh boy. The hood stood still as those words were spoken. And Cora shook her head, denying what Avery was saying. No, wait, we might still have a chance. I need to get out of here. Think of your relatives. There's gotta be someone. I have someone, and they're precious to me. Your sister? Or twin? That we're gonna meet shortly up in elevator? Yeah, I had someone. Berto made it clear she didn't want to talk about it. Principal? Husband? Meh. Question was, when did she no longer have that someone? Was it just now? Was it earlier this day? Was it months ago? I guess it's better than doing nothing anyway. Let's go, group. Let's go, gang. Down to the crossroads we go, to that shotgun circle. That's nice. Cor took the lead, pulling the others over to come with her. There was still stuff they could try. It was better to die trying than going out like a flame in the wind. Where's wind come from? It's better than doing absolutely nothing. But that noise made her abandon all hope. She froze in her track, just like everyone else. Before anyone had time to move, an explosion came from within the group. Another one of them had lost their life. Normally, Cora would have screamed, but the suddenness of the event left her completely stunned. Fudge nuggets! Can things not go badly for 5 seconds? 5 seconds?! The blast had also helped in stunning the girl. She'd been sent down to the ground. Oh, yay. He's dead. Yay. It only took a few things for it to rise back up, looking at what exactly happened. Tristity's body's lying on the ground like a disarticulated marionette. His head was gone, and from the neck, red spread out. Clear, red liquid covered the surface of the floor. It was blood, and his head was gone. The one who held his gun was Luxuria. It wasn't Rita shooting his head off with a shotgun, it was, It appeared she took it from him, for she stuffed her hand into her hoodie's jacket, her hoodie's pocket. He was dangerous. And now we have 6 deaths, right? We're 3 left. Avery didn't seem to care about shooting her for doing it. Yeah, I suppose so. I guess I won't need my insurance anymore now. She hesitated about the scarred shotgun she had. It's not like it mattered anymore, since all dangers were gone. Apparently. In the end, she chose to keep it, dropping it to her side and carrying it with one hand. And now and Cora saw all of it happen, but she was too surprised to say anything. Luxury moved forward and aimed the revolver against Avery's back. By the time the woman could register what was really happening, the girl already pulled the trigger again at point-blank range. Pretty much immediately after, Avery collapsed, leaving only Cora and Luxury on their 2 feet. We're gonna die, aren't we? So it doesn't matter if I have my fun. 2 more shots came out, making Cora scream in pain this time. 2 bullets were lodged into her leg, making her shudder and shifted her weight until she fell down to a knee. Lux, what are you... Stop calling me Lux already. I'm Nico. Nico Hope. That's my full name. Hope. At the same instant, Cora's body hit the ground as pain became unbearable. This is pretty bad. I can't do anything about it. Nico stepped into Avery's fingers to make her release the shotgun before firing again, this time into her hand, causing her to shriek out in pain. She's still alive. The girl with the revolver kicked the other firearm away. I'm really sorry, Ava. I truly like you because you're not like everyone else, but I can't have you interrupt this. It's all about Cora and what she did. You're just like all the others, aren't you, Cora? What? What do you mean? Like everyone else, you're always mistaken. Gee, how much of an idiot do you have to be to not get it yet? The small girl walked forward, finding discernible uncertainty emanating from Cora rather infuriating. The blonde girl was puzzled over Nico's choice of words. Something didn't add up. It's simple, Cora. I'm not a girl. I'm a boy, idiot. What, you didn't notice it? Just like everyone else. But Ava knows already, though. Cora, I can't move. Watch out. Of course you can't. I shot you right in the spinal cord. Your legs are now worthless. Not that it'll matter because we're all going to die in the 10 minutes anyway. Nico grabbed Cora's helmet and shoved her back onto the ground, causing her to emit a loud groan of pure pain. Then she felt Nico grab her arm and pull her along the floor. She kicked with her uninjured leg to fend off her against her aggressor. Another gunshot sliced through the air, and at that very moment, pain crushed Cora's poor head. The bullet had gone straight through her hand, forming Nico to forcing Cora to calm down. When the blonde stopped her struggling, she didn't stop shouting. Can't do anything. This is where it happens. Nico dragged Cora to the side class and closed the door. Crud, he must have cracked under the pressure. Everyone mistakes him for a she, huh? Why did you just say at the very start then? If you just, if you felt so bad about it then. Some places that sin a little. No, it just means it would be the opposite way, since maybe guys are trying to get into his shorts. You took me for a girl from the beginning just because I look cute. But I thought you had me figured out earlier, when we were walking towards the voting machines. You saw me staring right at you. And then it didn't change anyway. You still treated me this way even though you looked like you knew. Boys can be cute too. He used the useless empty revolver aside and straight at the girl who wasn't much taller than him. He was all Cora could see anymore. Nico Hope. The word hope etched itself into her memory, scarring her already. Maybe I'll make you pay for the entire 10 minutes we got left. At least Ava of everyone else already knows I'm a boy, though. Yeah, she had an affair with a student. Do you believe that? With me! She's a pedophile. That's pretty disgusting, huh? But she was the only one who saw me for what I really was, so who was I to judge? Thankfully, she knows how to keep her mouth shut, so I can see for myself if people are shitty. You believe in me, but it was kind of hard to imagine him otherwise. He did have a feminine voice and appearance. That's actually terrible, though. He snapped and I can't do anything to stop it. Scared? Welcome to the real world, Cora. I'm generous. You won't actually know what's going on until you die. I just hope you can feel every last bit of this pain I'll give you, or all the pain I've endured too. With a loud reverberating noise, he slammed his fist in against the side of Cora's helmet. The next moments, everything piling up contour. The pain, the noise, the dizziness, and then something else happened, but Cora didn't catch it too well. There was something like a muffled gunshot, and then there was darkness. Just the whole scene in general. And Cora? It means anchor, or figuratively, hope. You're being tortured, Cora. Yes, by someone I trusted before. By hope? How does it feel to be betrayed? Not so good at all. In fact, it's the worst. That's why you had to end all of this. By catching the traitor? You just had to hope you can do it. Hope I can do it. And Cora, like hope. Hope. Like Nico Hope. Nico Hope. Hope. Anchor. And Cora. When Cora woke up. Cora, you okay? A voice was calling to her. Cora breathed hard, breathed fast. She breathed and panted and shuddered and shifted and pulled herself back into the ground. The classroom not too far away was Nico. He was on the ground too. His head was gone, much like the others before him. It's my fault. I should have seen this coming. Cora's hands patted herself, looking upon her body, just to make sure she felt nothing gross. There was nothing, just a slight lingering heat from luxurious sitting on her. Just the implications of that's just terrible. Oh, God. The torture hadn't happened. Thank God. What she hoped for was true. Hope? Hope. 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 Are you okay? You might take a while to get back from it. Unfortunately, we don't have that time. No time. No killing. Not anyone. This is my fault. It's all my fault. If only I'd done something. If only I'd stopped her. If only I'd stopped her way before this. Cora, it's okay. You don't have to worry about him. They're dead now. No, not dead. Not now. Not dead. Please. Not her. Cora didn't say anything else. She was still under shock that someone would do this to her. It was one thing to participate in this already traumatic experience, but this was something else. It was too personal. And one of the girls she trusted the most, too. No, it wasn't a girl. It was a boy. A boy who looked like a girl, dressed like cute, being completely different than she expected. Painted nails, like, dyed their hair. Who snapped to make her pay. Whatever it was, it certainly hadn't worked. It certainly had worked. Looking at the timer, and Cora despaired, the 3 minutes remained until her demise. The fact grabbed her to pull her back into reality. 3 minutes. 3 minutes? Do we have to do something? Do we have to do something? There's nothing to do. All we have to do now is sit tight and wait. And Cora noticed that Rita was standing up. The other woman was still on the ground. At first she planned to do something, but now she saw no reason to. Besides, she was right. There was nothing else to do now. Is it the end of this path, then? This path I'd chosen? Just dying with nothing else? There's gotta be something else. After all that trauma. So you really can't. But how'd you get in here? I put myself across the ground. While he was dragging you in here, I was trying my best to reach this door. When I closed it, I thought it was over. I can't reach the handle from the ground. I also took the shotgun with me. I'd kill this little piece of shit if it was the last thing I did. Because I did want to save you. So I used the shotgun to lift myself up to the handle. For a minute or so, I heard him slam your head down, or what I assumed that was. That's when I launched myself to the handle to twist it and open the door. The door flew open under my weight. He noticed me, stood up, and he was about to kick the shotgun away when I blasted him almost point blank. I think I got his helmet since he was beheaded right afterwards. I just waited and came back to reality a minute ago. Speaking of, time's almost up. Yeah, it almost is. Only 2 minutes remain now after all that. If there was anything else, now was the time to ask. And Cora decided to go for the obvious. What's your name, then? My name? Well, I guess I can say it now, it won't matter. My name's Eco Film. Etine Eco Film. And Cora thought about it since Etine Eco Film was the name of any teacher she knew. And any person we named so far. Something was wrong with that name, but she couldn't put her finger on what. Is that so? That's a really strange name. I've never heard of it, the Ecofilm family before. Do you want to spend your last minutes making fun of my name, or do you want to give me your name too? Oh, sorry. I guess I can return the favor. My name is Penmail, and my first name... Something flashed inside of Cora's head, interrupting her words. Something like a set of directives. Tortilla directives acquired. And that was it. A single sentence flashed through her head. She attributed it to her last moment insanity while a teen said something she only caught the last part of. Penmail. That's your last name, isn't it? I've only ever seen 2 names like that. A short pause followed. The timer hit 6 hours. And now we're all dead again. Darkness followed. And then there was nothing. But the box remained shut. So you know how I said there's multiple reasons why I'm glad I shot Serbia out of the way? One was the whole thing Serbia at that point seemed like she was getting better. The other reason was for Tortilla to we get his gun from him that time. The third reason was because Lux was sitting behind Serbia at the time when the gunshot went off. That's just another reason to add on to this. But that's what got. That's what the Tristia's directive is, just that whole line up here. Line up here. We go down here and do Tristia's way. Then I can only assume that unlocks here. I'm still wondering how Serbia's way is gonna go up here. It definitely seems like Urail Weber, Itine Eco Film. Weird how people have different names. One in intermission, one that everyone's about to die, and one in the afterlife. Strange, isn't it? Absolutely strange. And we gave one of them the shotgun. All the way to the very end. Yay. That's gonna be great. Jeez. Nothing bad happened during the whole scene, but just the implications alone. Oh god. Just fucking terrible. Guess we know everyone's crime, I guess. At this point, except for Tia's and Nvidia's. That's certainly one way to look at it, is it? Jeez. Just a whole shit show.